Alrighty, we're here with firefighter Jeff. So what is all this?
Well, this is our safety equipment for when we actually get dispatched to put out a fire. So you have your SCBA, self-contained breathing apparatus. That's the last thing to go on.
This thing.
That's that thing.
Damn, Jeff, this thing's pretty heavy.
It is pretty heavy. Yeah.
It's about 45, 50 pounds, easy.
Yeah. You're going to add close to 100 pounds of gear once you actually get suited up to go in and battle the fire.
So you have, these are your
We have your bunker boots, we have your turnout coat, you have a Nomex hood, you have firefighting gloves, you have your mask, helmet, and of course, radio communication. It's key.
So Jeff, a response time is within 4 minutes, right?
Between 4 and 5 minutes, depending on...
So how long does it take to put all this equipment on?
Well, if you're good, you can do it in less than a minute.
So now, let's gear up.
You're going to get to do it. Okay.
All right.
So you got to flip your shoes off. Now do you feel claustrophobic? Not yet? Good.
You know, many times firefighters go into houses, apartments, and buildings that are burning, but they have to be trained for that. So, Captain Tony, this is where you guys get trained on how to approach a fire, right?
Absolutely. One of the unique features about this particular building is that we're able to mimic different types of structures. What we're going to do today is kind of simulate going into a residential, single-story residential structure, which is something that happens commonly here in the city, maybe a little bit too commonly. And then kind of talk about some of the things that we're looking at as we enter the structure and rescuing people, which is our #1 priority anytime we go into a burning building. So we're going to make entry into this building. One of the first things that we do, one of the common misconceptions is that we go into a structure and the first thing that we're doing is putting out the fire, and that's incorrect. There are certain circumstances that may apply, but generally it does not. So we make entrance into a structure with the thought process in mind that we're going to go ahead and rescue the occupants and take them to a safer environment. So we're going to come in here. We would do a search, what's called a primary search. We're going to search any area where we may find, or the potential to find occupants is high, this being a bedroom, and because we respond at all hours of the evening, or the day rather, this is a high profile area for rescuing occupants. So we're going to come in here, search this area, making sure that it is clear of any individuals, and once that is clear, then we're going to proceed to other sections of the structure and do the same thing.
Okay, I found somebody. I got a picture here. Hey.
So, Captain, if you're a person, your house catches on fire, you can't get out the window, you can't escape, what should you do?
One, if you have access to a phone, obviously call 911
right.
if that's available to you. If it's a threat right in the immediate area, always remove yourself from the immediate area to a safer area and wait for the fire department to get there. Closing doors behind you or closing doors in front of you if the fire is in another area and you're unable to get out. Close the door and slow that path of the fire and the smoke, because again, the smoke will get you way before the fire and the heat does. So, and then stay tight. Teach your kids that firefighters wear big bulky gear. It's difficult for us to communicate generally, but within a short period of time, we'll be there within 4 minutes, and that we're going to do everything that we can in order to get you out.
Wow, Captain, what an experience. You go into this burning building, you can't see nothing. I mean, you can't even see your hand in front of you.
That's correct. There are techniques. We talked about the training academy and that
right.
3 months worth of training. There are techniques that are taught to train recruits, and it's an ongoing process throughout our career to learn how to operate in that environment and improve the safety of our own, but also that of the civilians that we're going in to rescue.
You know, all the money that we put into this facility, I mean, you look at it, it's a beautiful, beautiful campus, but it's a regional approach too. I mean, we have firefighters from all across the state that come here and train on this facility, and I can see why it's a Class A facility. You know, just to wear all this is about 100 pounds worth of equipment.
On a nice, real cool day too. So it definitely makes it challenging on those days where August, July, where the temperature is a little extreme, even before we even get into that structure.
You know what? Out here in District 7, we have all these brush fires, mulch fires, and all that. I can only imagine how you all sweated these. I mean, this is heavy-duty equipment here.
It is, and it's just something that we try to prepare ourselves both mentally and physically daily in order to operate in those conditions.
You know what? I just want to thank you guys for everything you do out there. Every time you see a firefighter or you hear that fire truck coming by, please pull over, because every single second counts. And just to put on this equipment takes a minute, and then you guys are at a site within 4 minutes, right?
Correct.
And 4 minutes that's all it takes to burn a building or so. So I just really want to thank all the firefighters that are out there protecting our communities and making sure our families are safe.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time, and definitely we couldn't do it without the support of the city of Phoenix and all of the citizens that live here.
So, Captain, thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you, sir.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
What we got going on here is in the event of an accident, a lot of times the doors and windows of a vehicle won't work, so we have these extrication tools that we will use to force our way into a vehicle and get a trapped patient out of there. And what we do is we take all the safety precautions. We have a line set in place because we never know if something's going to ignite, so we have a guy on a charged hand line in place. Right now what they're doing is they're going ahead and crimping the door, and they're developing what we call a purchase point. And once they do that, they're able to get the jaws of life in there, and they'll force that door open. And while they're doing that, the other firefighters, he's cutting the A-posts on that vehicle. In the meantime, we got the other crews working on the A-posts. They're cutting those. In the event we have to peel the roof back.
So, Captain, a lot of times there's accidents, people are unconscious, they're bleeding, and this is the fastest way to get them out of the car.
In a severe wreck, all the doors are inoperable, so this is the only way we can get into a car. And a lot of times you have the dash come down on top of them so that they are trapped in there by that as well. Now they just got the door open, so what they're going to do now, they're going to cut the hinges and get that door completely out of the way. Now, a lot of times when we're doing this, we'll also have paramedics inside the vehicle,
Right.
you know, rendering first aid to the victims. You know, and in newer vehicles, this is an older vehicle, so we don't have to worry about it too much. But all the side airbags and safety devices that they're putting in the new cars make this a very dangerous operation. We have to be able to understand where all those things are at so we don't compromise those and have those things blow up on us. And then in addition to that, we'll have a lot of electric vehicles out there these days that have very high voltage wires going through those columns. So it's something we have to train on all the time. It's something that we pay a lot of attention to. Always getting the latest data on different vehicles coming out.
Captain, thank you so much for having your men out here showing us how the jaws of life, and you know, it's so sad that sometimes there's these accidents where you have to go to these far extremes to save people's lives.
Yeah.
But it's good to know that our men and women are trained and we have the best in the country, right?
Well, thank you very much. It's our pleasure. Thank you very much for your support.
Keep watching Phoenix 2020.